My name is Sandy Johnson. I'm a prosecutor in the Salt Lake County District Attorney's Office, and I'm here on behalf of Steve Nelson, who's the unit chief of the violent felonies in the District Attorney's Office. So when I'm talking, I want you to imagine me about 1.5 feet taller, much better looking, and much nicer looking, and better dressed. I unexpectedly had to step in for Steve, because Steve's a prosecutor, not a politician. And that's why he can't join you tonight. Is for the last 2 days, he's been doing an attempted aggravated murder trial, where a citizen attempted to stab a police officer and kill that police officer. And right now, Steve is waiting for the jury to come back, so we've got democracy at work, and Steve is there waiting for the jury to deliberate and determine whether or not he's proven his case. So he regrets not being able to be here, but a jury trial was slightly more important tonight, and the judge probably would have held him in contempt if he tried to leave. So the two questions that we've been asked to talk about is what would happen for you as a citizen and as a county employee or a government employee if Steve were to be the next district attorney. So I'll start with as a citizen. First of all, as a citizen, what will happen if you elect Steve Nelson as district attorney is Steve gets results. He's a working prosecutor. He's not going to get up and talk about philosophies and systems and things like that. He knows what works and what doesn't work because he's been doing this for 11 years. He's been doing felony prosecutions for the last 8 years. And part of what works and what doesn't work, for example, is domestic violence. Right now, you guys probably all heard pervasive in the news about the things that have been going on in the NFL and how tragic domestic violence can be. There's been 2 homicides in the last week related to domestic violence. The current district attorney's office does not have a domestic violence team. And that's been the only thing proven to work to combat domestic violence. And if Steve is elected, he will bring back a domestic violence team, along with a DUI team and other things that actually work. The other thing that's important is relationships, and that's where it comes into as government employees. 2 years ago, as a government employee in the district attorney's office, I learned that the current administration tried to take away my merit status. They created legislation, they didn't talk to the employees, they typed up the legislation, they got sponsors for the legislation, they even got to the point where they were about ready to run it. And Steve is in support of the merit system, and he also has the support of all the employees, firefighters, police officers, UPEA, I know they're a rival, but UPEA is endorsing him. And if you want to know what really goes on, ask an employee, they'll tell you. Thanks.